Good morning, afternoon, evening, Washington, Baltimore, all the ships at sea. It's Dave TV here on DCRTV.com for the 15th. It is one of the most boring days. It is one of the most boring days ever. So I'm going to kick back and watch some television. I noticed that. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's interesting. We got a new channel here, MundoFox, and it's actually in widescreen, which was surprising to me. MundoFox is transmitted by Channel 20's digital sub-channel, 20.2. They launched it a couple of months ago, and I noticed that Comcast is now carrying it on 264. And it's in widescreen, so that's kind of cool. And it joins a bunch of other channels. It's right there next to WETA-UK, which is one of my favorite channels, and some of the other WETA channels. And then we got MPT and WMAL. Also, what is it? 557, I believe, is also that's MundoFox, which is part of the Comcast Latino package there. Oh dear. Flexible and horny cheerleaders. Darn, I'll have to check that out later. Right next to the flexible and horny cheerleaders channel is MundoFox there in the Spanish tier. And then we get, of course, LATV, WMAL, WFDC. Now there's new. Isn't this a new one? It's a Univision network. Univision West or something, I think, is on there. They got WMDO, and then Unima. Okay, this is Univision. Okay, one of these is a Univision network, and one is a Univision West Coast feed. So those are new additions there. And again, since I don't pay for the Spanish tier, it kind of cuts off here pretty soon. But there's a few other channels that were added that somebody tells me about, including BN, a new Spanish sportsy channel, and another one. I don't remember LAS before, and CATV. I don't know, and then one called Baby One. Baby One. So let's see what's on El Jazz today. Anything good? There we go. We got El Jazz there. Yeah, there's the big news. And okay, one of my other favorite channels is 201, which is Antenna TV, which I do enjoy. There's a lot of cool shows on there, including Good Times, Sanford and Son. I love Maude. Although I should record more Maude, but I don't. But anyhow, so there we go. And then if I want to see what's on Dave's DVR, you want to see what I'm watching these days? There's Dave's DVR. I record the Larry Sanders Show. It's on VH1 Classic. And then I've got Benny Hill there, an old Seinfeld, a Masterpiece Classic. I believe that's the latest episode of Downton Abbey. Okay, one of my guilty pleasures. And then I still got a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes that I recorded on New Year's Day that I still haven't gotten around to watching, including Nightmare on 20,000 Feet with William Shatner and The Living Doll with Telly Savalas. I'm Taki Tina, and I want to kill you. And then one of my other favorite channels, of course, I sit there and watch this endlessly, is the Channel 9 Doppler Weather Radar channel. I watch this channel endlessly, never stop. I can just sit there all night and just have a couple of adult beverages and watch Doppler Weather Radar. And of course, can't put down the Doug Hill's Weather Now, also one of my favorite channels. Miss Retro TV, hate that LW whatever it is. This TV's not too bad. But of course, where's Cozi? Where's Cozi? Cozi, come in, Cozi. Where are you, Cozi? Cozi, where's Cozi? There's Cozi. Other side of the mountain. Oh, that doesn't look too good, does it? What else is on here? Highway to Heaven. I Spy. Oh, Ozzy and Harriet tonight at 7:30. But I did find WETA UK, which is 265. And we are getting Benny Hill on there. Look at that, tonight at 11, the Benny Hill show. I wonder what the Benny plays a spy, a patient in a nursing home, and a deputy in the Old West. So there you go. Ain't that cool? Yeah. That's what's on Dave's. That's what's on Dave's DVR. It is one of the most boring days in history of everything. So what are we hearing? The big news we're hearing is that Sam Rogers is likely going to be leaving his gig as head of Cumulus DC. Now, Cumulus here in Washington, basically two stations. WMAL on 105.9 630 News Talker. And WRQX Mix 107.3. Even though they have the three signals, MAL's on two of them. So anyhow, there's rumblings, too, of changing a lot of the Cumulus markets, that they're really putting in some other people. And we did report that Sam is probably on the way out by the end of the month or so, it seems. Sam did get back to us in an email yesterday and kind of confirmed that, but he said he's leaving on his own accord and he's got something else planned, but he can't announce what it is. So there. Sam's been there how long? About a year, maybe less. Sam used to be head of the Washington radio cluster for CBS, WJFK and El Zal and the old HFS and all that. And he used to be paired there with Michael Hughes, who got jettisoned a couple years back. And then Sam got jettisoned. And Steve Swenson came down from New York to do this whole mind games thing with WNEW. Swenson's Mind Games. Where's WNEW now? Under which coconut is WNEW? And will it still be there tomorrow? We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of WNEW next week. I think it launched somewhere like the 22nd or the 21st or something. We'll have to have a party. But anyhow, so it looks like Sam's out. Be interesting to see who comes to take over the market. They've had a lot of problems. You listen to WMAL, and, it does okay. But, it's like, I'm trying to think of who listens to WMAL. Judging by the advertisers, you're either got to be old, fat, sick, or you got to have bed bugs. Those are the people that listen to WMAL. All the ads are either for old, fat, sick people with bed bugs. So old, fat, sick, and bed bugs. You are the target listener for WMAL. And the other thing that drives me crazy about them now is how much shit the morning people shill. I mean, they're just, Brian Wilson and Larry O'Connor, they spend about half their time just personally endorsing crap. Piles and piles of crap. And it's like, cut it out. Too much of that is you're killing yourself. I mean, have a couple of things that you're going to shill. That's one thing. But when you're shilling this, you're shilling that, you're shilling body scans, you're shilling pesticides, you're shilling the burglar alarms, you're shilling the hemorrhoid creams. It's too much. You're selling. I mean, Larry O'Connor now is shilling weight loss products, and it's like, stop, you're shilling. It's silly. It's almost laughable to sit and they're going to put like a laugh track on there, and every time they, Brian Wilson here, they're going to get Chris Core back from TOP, and he can start shilling some more there. And shill. At least they don't have their wives on, like some stations do, where they have the wives come on and start shilling things. How about that, junkies? I did get a little reaction from Mike Wise about my little Dave TV the other day, where I was slamming him for him, doing that thing on RG3, which I thought was a little ridiculous. But so it's nice to know Mike's reading the site. Mike just said, very funny. Evil! And my big conspiracy at the Washington Post. You know what? What if they did this? They take everybody's 25 cents a week and then they don't send them the TV week. That would mean like $60,000, $70,000 more a week that Catherine Weymouth can put in her little fancy pocket there. Evil Washington Post! Evil! Yes, Eric Wemple watches Fox News, so you don't have to. The Washington Post. Paying more for less every day. Don't forget, call and cancel your Washington Post subscription. Remember, don't forget. Hey, thanks for watching Dave TV for the one of the most boring days of the year. You know, I ordered a pair of camo pants on eBay the other day. I mean, a week ago. I ordered them a week ago. And they sent me this little thing. Thank you for your order. Here's the tracking number. So I track it every day. First day, it was going from like Grants Pass, Oregon, and it went to someplace in Oregon. And then the next day, it went to someplace in Washington State, a sorting facility in Washington State. And that was the 9th. That was a week ago Wednesday. And it hasn't moved since then. Every day I check, it's still there at the sorting facility in Washington State. I want my pants. Damn it. These are the last pair of pants I own. And unless I get my camo pants that are sitting there in a sorting facility in Washington State. I don't know. My sister said she orders stuff on eBay a lot, and oftentimes it'll just come, even though the tracking stuff says it's still on the West Coast. So hopefully tomorrow's mail will bring my wonderful camo pants. All right. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Live long and prosper.